It's personal between me and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable Tru School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of Tru School Sports subscribers. Now, I was looking through my video archives, and it dawned on me, and this happens every now and then. Sometimes there's fighters that are just consistently good, but they don't really do a lot of talking in the media, but they just know how to fight at a high level. So sometimes what winds up happening is they slip through the cracks, and they'll get to like 16, 17 fights ready to fight for a world title. And I haven't even made a video about them, and it's happened again. And I want to give my apologies to this fighter and his fans, because I do pride myself on covering boxing at the highest level. And this guy should have had hella videos made about him a long time ago here on Tru School Sports. And that fighter is none other than Richard Riakporhe. Richard Riakporhe, and I know he hasn't won a world title yet, so this might be a crazy statement, but I really do think, talent-wise, skill-wise, and even with his resume, there's a great case to be had that Richard Riakporhe might just be the best cruiserweight in the world. Honestly, he might just be the best cruiserweight in the world. You look at what he's done in his career thus far. I mean, he's pretty much wiped out basically everybody at British level except a couple of fighters that he just has had the opportunity to fight. But like, you know, look at the resume. You could start from 2018, from late 2018, and just work your way up. You know, Sam Hyde, Tommy McCarthy, Chris Smith, Jack Massey, you know, Dion Juma, Fabio Turchi, and then Krzysztof Tarowski. Then most recently he beat former world champion Krzysztof Glowacki and stopped him in the 4th round. So yeah, he hasn't fought the guys like Isaac Chamberlain or Mikhail Lawal, or any of those guys, but you'd have to favor him against those guys. You know, I would favor him against any of those cruiserweights. The only guy potentially he maybe doesn't beat, and it's really only possibly due to maybe like the size of the guy, because this guy's so damn tall. But maybe Lawrence Okolie. But that's if I would actually slightly favor Richard Riakporhe in a fight against Lawrence Okolie, but that's just me. Great style, man. First and foremost, nice jab. But what really makes him just a really awesome fighter to watch is that lethal, sharp, destructive, steak knife sharp, straight right hand. I mean, this guy's straight right hand, I don't care who he lands it on. We've seen it before. Like, he hurt Krzysztof Glowacki with that shot. You know, I recently had a chance to actually watch the Chris Smith fight from 2019. I had never watched this fight because, fun fact, I'll give you guys a fun fact. Well, when I went to the UK in 2019, in December of 2019, I actually applied for a press pass to cover that fight with Matchroom. Matchroom denied me a press pass for that fight. I don't know why. Maybe my channel just wasn't big enough back then. Maybe they just didn't know who I was. Whatever the case may be. I was mad about it, so I never watched the fight because it just reminded me of that time, and I got pissed off. But I finally got around to watching it like a couple days ago. And, you know, knowing what we know now about Chris Smith, seeing what he's done to Arnold Jojai, seeing what he did to Isaac Chamberlain's face, and the injuries he suffered in the fight, we know how strong and durable and how dangerous Chris Smith is. So when you watch this fight with Riakporhe and Smith, and you see Riakporhe lighting up in the later rounds, you know, because like the first 5 rounds, the fight's very nip and tuck. Smith's doing a good job mixing it up, going from offense to defense, boxing, slugging, pressuring, you know, doing different things in the fight. But then, as we got to them like later rounds, I think the strength and the accuracy of Richard Riakporhe with that straight right hand really began to show, because he literally was able to hit Chris Smith. Chris Smith looked visibly hurt, and he pushed Chris Smith off of him on a couple of occasions in the later rounds. So it showed you. He even scored a knockdown later on in that fight. So it shows you what kind of punching power and how real his punching power is. And you look at him right now. Look the knockout streak that he's on. He's knocked out in his last 3 fights. He's in a 4-fight knockout streak, but his last 3 fights, he's knocked out undefeated Dion Juma, Fabio Turchi, Krzysztof Glowacki. That's a great streak to me. And then you know, he's dropped Chris Smith. He stopped Ty McCarthy in 4 rounds. He's the real deal. And I think he's got a world champion written all over him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, if you look at right now, what is Riakporhe standing in the sanctioning organizations? Well, right now he's number 2 in the IBF, which is the title held by Opetaia. That'd be a great fight for boxing to have him versus Opetaia. I love that fight. Right now he's also number 5 in the WBC. He's not ranked in the WBA, and he is number 12 in the WBO. So he's ranked in 3 of the 4 governing bodies. It looks like the most likely scenario, more than likely, will be him fighting Opetaia for the WBA belt, because we know Lawrence Okolie's tied up. He has to fight David Light, who's his mandatory. We don't know when we're going to see Arsen Goulamirian again. And then as far as Makabu pulled out of this, or Noel McCallion pulled out of the title fight that was supposed to happen here in Miami. And that fight did happen, so maybe that fight winds up happening later on down the line. So I'm looking at Riakporhe versus Opetaia, and truth be told, Opetaia was good, and he had fought a very courageous fight against Marius Briedis to win the title, and he deserves all the respect. I believe he had his jaw broken, and he had to grind it out to win that fight. Personally, for me, I want to see Riakporhe against Opetaia, because I think Riakporhe stops him inside 7 rounds. That straight right hand he has, it is top 10 in boxing, for all weight classes. For all the weight classes in boxing, if I had to pick 10 fighters with the best straight right hand in the whole entire sport of boxing, he'd be someone in that top 10. I'm not sure where, but that's how good his straight right hand is. That's the kind of accuracy and the viciousness that he throws it with. And I just think he has the right combination of speed, power, size, intelligence, aggressiveness. He's got the right amount of everything. And to me, he's someone that's not getting talked up enough when it comes to British boxing. And the fact that it's now 2023, and I've known who Riakporhe is for at least 4 years minimum, because I remember I applied for a press pass to that fight. So I knew who he was back then. The fact that it took me this long to get to Rich Riakporhe, it kind of shows you how underrated he is. And I will do my best to make sure, just as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, that he's no longer underrated, because I made a couple videos about Chris Smith, made a lot of videos about Isaac Chamberlain because he's my guy, and a lot of other British cruiserweights, but I've missed out on the guy that I truly feel might just be the best of the lot, the best of the bunch. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Where do you grade? I know he's not world champion yet, but personally, I think he's better than Makabu and Goulamirian. He'd definitely beat both of them. And I would favor him against Opetaia. The only guy I don't know if he's going to beat is Okolie. But I'd favor him in that one too, just because I think he's better. So let me know what you guys think. Richard Riakporhe, where do you grade him in the cruiserweight division? And who do you want to see him fight next? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable Tru School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.